Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Rivertown contention public match for you. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If you'd like to support, go beneath the video, hit the join button. By hitting the join button, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment to the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, with that all being said, server pop right now, it is currently April 3rd. At 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 240 pop right now. The CSA right now is up by 5 players. When we look at the artillery numbers, though, there is no artillery. I don't know if CSA is just not taking any, which you normally expect people to go on artillery and pubs. But, yeah, it just looks like that infantry in balance is 5 officers for today. CSA side, you have Waluigi, you have Joseph D., you have Delta, Viceroy of Texas. That's like all 12th VA guys there. And then for the Union side here, you got Senior Daz, you got Ba, Frisk, and Atlantic. So, with that being said, let's get into our round here of contention. So, there's a bunch of flagpoles on the map. Each side is going to one of these points that are selected at random. And they are trying to cap and hold the point for 7 minutes, and if they do that, they will knock their opponent down a whole morale stage. However, the other team that is going for the point can get a decap if they want and cap the point back themselves. But CSA getting to this point first pretty clearly as well. Their main spawn was a little closer. Union is going to take them a minute or so to get there, but at least for the Union, it is, you know, they'll have time. They'll have time to figure this out. I don't know if I've seen contention on this map before. I've seen Conquest a few times, and the skirmish maps in this area, but none of the, not contention before, or at least I haven't seen it in a long time. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh, I see them in the open. Yeah, here, ship.
At least if what I remember from like Washington Street, for example. Union, who defends Washington Street, you got the point of contention there by that flag, but Union can defend this corner pretty well. We'll see what CSA wants to do here. Looks like they're trying to use the wood line out to our left as kind of a area to use cover. You also got the shade here by the tents. It's a little open of spot, and maybe they could pull back a little more into the tents. It's not like the tents are a
we got nice tents.
like they actually stop bullets, but they are a visual barrier. And then you got some CSA going out here. Now, the thing with this map is the Union can outflank CSA pretty long ways away if they want. However, I'm guessing CSA would realize that, so.
We're going to hold this location. Hold here, please.
With this all being said, Union's really gathered up by the Harper's Ferry graveyard, and they're just kind of sitting and shooting this out, which, again, they have a little bit of time to do that, but
All company this way. Let's go. All B company. Follow me down left. We're going down left. Let's go.
They can't do this all day. I mean, you're going to be able to get tickets down by sitting and shooting and all of this other stuff, but that flag's knocking your opponent down a whole morale stage. That's really going to do it for you.
Come on. Pennsylvania,
So,
hey, we're moving.
Frisks and Ba are starting to push their guys up this left side a little bit, trying to use the houses as cover. You also do see some Union shifting down the hill here. How far can they get down here? Okay, so it looks like Union, if they wanted to push up in this wood line, they could, but obviously they get a little crammed in there. But for now, Union's sitting and shooting this out. And actually, CSA is getting a little close here. Union's kind of getting caught up here. You got CSA with a nice little flank here. Now they're going to charge us out. Union might lose a flag here. It looks like they will. And that's something you can't do in this game mode. Obviously, in any game mode outside a drill camp, you don't want to lose your flag. But yeah, that's just something you can't afford. Now, at least lucky for Union, it's kind of on their way to the point. But they really... they're not pushing up to the point. CSA is actually pushing up to them, which is a little surprising. They have a little deflate here that they can use. But, oh, they're actually going to, okay. CSA looks a little confused there, maybe overextended a little bit. But that's a little surprising. You got more CSA moving up, right? You can understand CSA wanting to stay up by this flag, right? You don't want Union to get that flag back because all those guys without their mobile respawn are now going to have to spawn back at main, which is all the way down there. And that's going to take them a minute or so to get up. But it looks like Union just doesn't want to contest this point. They don't think they can win it. They don't want to lose a lot of tickets trying to take it. So it makes sense with what they're trying to do. Now, at least in this game mode, you can afford to lose a point. You can't afford to lose 2. So it's the first to 3 in my opinion. The first to 2, rather. So I think CSA also noticing that Union is kind of sitting back. They're trying to push the pace. You got Union shifting up top as well, and CSA is moving in to meet them.
Kill the flag, boys. Come on now.
Get the flag out of here. Fall back.
Yeah, your flag got down, bitch. Kill that flag.
And Union, Big Chief there trying to get out with the flag, but that's a second down flag for the Union now. And CSA is starting to kind of envelop the Union from numerous different sides in decent cover as well. Maybe not over there, but they're still doing some damage on each side. So,
back to the southeast right now. Let's go.
Union, you can hear the officers are going to pull off. If we look at briefly the remaining points on this map, we have the one that's currently capped. You got one over kind of in the center of my screen here. Let's see, one here as well. Wow, they're really kind of close to each other. One on the Harper's Ferry graveyard. And then there should be like 2 more. You got one there now by the church, and then you got one down there by the pontoon bridge. So, CSA, I mean, if I were CSA, I would just keep pushing my advantage here. Union's falling back, they're disorganized, and they just need to keep kind of pushing the pace here. Tickets overall are fairly even, but they're about to take a morale stage lead with taking that point, and Union's going to be forced they're forced further back. Now, the more the CSA pushes the Union out this side, it's going to let CSA set up a defensive spot on this stone wall. And remember, 4 of the points on this map are this way. And the next point is random, right? So odds say if CSA holds here and protects the 4 points, that one of these points is probably going to be it. Now, it won't repeat points, which there's some Union doing some shenanigans down there. But you got 3 points over here that it could be next, 2 over here. Odds say it's going to be behind where the CSA line is. But Union, some of these guys are using the woods here. I think very smartly. CSA completely pulled off, and this is a nice little maneuver here from Frisk. They're going to get it in the nick of time as well. So that decap will stop the full progression. You can see CSA. They're starting to scramble here a little bit. But this gives Union a little more time to kind of maneuver and figure things out. Now, if the gold timer underneath the black timer hits 0, if it hits 0, then a new point will be chosen. However, if a team has the point capped and they're still trying to wait out that 7-minute timer, when the gold timer hits 0, the game will let you finish that out. So, CSA is still going to be able to get this flag back up. You can see they've already started to raise that flag again. And the Union has a little bit longer. Yeah, they've got another shot at this. We'll see how it goes, though. But the issue being for Union now is they've got to hold, or they've got to push past the CSA, who have really taken an aggressive stance on this map. A little surprised CSA is not holding on the stone wall, but maybe they don't want Union to push up. It is kind of a steep elevation here, so definitely could be big there. So, well, that all being said, Union just kind of hunkered down here trying to reform those flags that were dropped. 2 of them are still down. Now, it looks like... Actually, it looks like 2 different flags from the original one that was dropped. So, one of those flags either got picked up, it probably despawned, though. Flags got a 5-minute despawn timer on them. And I'm guessing that first flag that we saw Union lost despawned.
It's a very strange thing. I have no idea. Ask the fucking architect. I ain't no genius.
But it's the Presbyterian is the one who would have chose. Yeah, is it like one one like Baptist again.
So, with that all being said, Union's in a really rough spot. Now, hopefully for the Union side, right, the next point of contention is the one they're on right now, although I don't know if Union would be able to hold that. Hopefully for Union, though, it's that one. It gives them the best shot, at least, for the next point. However, we'll see how things go. So, I mean, the thing is, right, is if the Union does that little decap shenanigan again after the gold timer hits 0, then a new point would be chosen. However, it looks like CSA is keeping a whole company here, which is a fair amount of guys. So, I mean, what are we? Still around 240 at this point. CSA outnumbers by 6. Yeah, I would have thought that one of these sides at least would have had artillery on this map. Because normally, right, you got the CSA guns over there. You kind of see that little encampment there, which, out of bounds, but at least for the brief moment.
Don't push, guys. Stay.
Looks like blue bottom, blue top.
They had a name, one of them did.
Okay, not that quick.
So, Union pushed back a little further. CSA continuing to push up. And this...
And that's how we die. Is that
I
understood, gentlemen?
lady down the same
Alright, let's go now then. Charge bayonets. About face double click with me. Let's go. We're moving out.
About face, boys. On your
Oh,
side.
hey. Perfect timing, guys. Yeah, we're going this way.
We're gonna go for that
Fuck me.
So,
I don't know if we can go for the decap.
Union, I don't know if they're going to try to fully flank around this side. That's a down Union flag. Jeez. They're trying to use this little stone wall here as cover as they're shifting down. They're going to be able to pick up that down flag, though, probably. And I assume they're going to cut this way. But CSA do see them, and they're starting to shift already.
Everybody, fall back to the graveyard. Fall back to the graveyard. Fall back to the graveyard.
The question is, how far is Union going to go? It looks like they're going to pop up at this corner here. If I were Union, I'd get up on the stone wall.
Get up there, hold the stone wall, hold the stone wall, hold the stone wall, hold the stone wall.
Kind of a messy scrap here, though. CSA got there slightly before the Union, though. So they'll take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Union, they've got a lot of guys down here. It looks like they didn't bring their flags up, so a lot of those respawns aren't going to be here, unlike the CSA who have their flags in the vicinity.
Hold that stone wall.
So, with that all being said, if we just look at the tickets alone, CSA is up by about a fourth of a stage right now, and I mean, they're winning outside of the whole flag decap situation. So, Union bring their flags up. They're trying to contest this a little more. Now, Union, in theory, should outnumber the CSA here, because remember, they got a whole company or so back there, which most of them are starting to move back up. But Union went in kind of trickled here.
Get up on the wall and die like men, you hairy cunts.
As soon as you spawn in, get up here. As soon as you spawn in.
Get the fuck up, you don't load on the flag.
When you die.
Get up here, spacebar. Yes, flag down, get this flag up, grab the flag,
You need to spawn.
Flag.
You fucking momos.
So, gold timers hit 0. It says defend or attack, depending on what side you are. I spawned in on the CSA side, so it says defend, but Union it says attack. Right, CSA still got to finish out this full cap, which is about a minute 45 left on that clock. But, you know, the crazy thing is that CSA's kind of, oh my goodness, what the heck? CSA's all around the Union here. How did that happen?
I got it.
Union losing flags. And this is this is about as worst as it could be for the Union side. Big Chief, we've seen him once already this round. He's gonna
There you go, he's out.
gonna try, but he's gonna die. So that's 3 Union down flags there. The rest of the Union guys get slaughtered there, and it is Joe over, at least for this point. Now, Union, that decaf though gave Union more time They weren't able to use that effectively, but granted the CSA defense position where they're at, it was just superior, and CSA is reacting quickly to whatever the Union's doing.
Actually, you know what? Send a couple heroes to go get that
Big
flag.
company, big
Send
company,
a couple heroes. Pull it back on us.
I've fought here the whole time.
Pull it back on us, gentlemen. Pull it back
So,
on us. We're reforming now.
I mean, Union at this point, you're down a fair amount of tickets. Union just, honestly, they gotta hope the next point's kind of over here. One of these 2 points here, or else it's not gonna not good for them. Because at this point, right, if I'm the CSA, right, 3 of the possible next points are over here, whereas 2 are over here. If I'm CSA at this point, you got to set yourself up for success. How do you do that? Well, we've seen that CSA can hold a strong defensive line here on this kind of like graveyard stone wall and kind of in this open area here. So if I were the CSA side, I would set most of my team up where you've been the past, you know, what is it, 8 minutes? And send a company or so off to the next point and have them cap it. Because, seriously, Union cannot get to this side of the map unless they break through this kind of CSA defensive line. And as we've seen, CSA was able to hold it. Now, we'll see where the next point is, which it's not over here. It is over there. It's the furthest point away from both sides' spawns, but CSA's got the jump on it. Are they all going to go? I don't think they should. It looks like they are moving back. So, unfortunately for... I don't know. I guess that's more fortunate for Union, right? You still have about half the CSA team kind of held up on the stone wall, which is a great idea, by the way. Also, Union did lose that morale stage, so... it's a morale stage difference right now. But Union flags are all clumped up. The issue for Union, too, right, is those flags are down, so a lot of those Union guys spawned main. Look how spread out Union is. Now, I assume Union's just going to try to run around the CSA here. They're not going to charge up at them, which I assume CSA would then just shift down the stone wall here, which, again, you got 2 CSA companies here.
Company, hold the second wall
They all
ready.
retreated back down the hill. They all retreated back down the hill. Why are we retreating?
Okay, we're gonna
So,
play smart.
CSA retreat, I think they're just trying to organize, but that gives Union a chance to push up if they want.
All right, here we go now. Forward sprint. Move on. Let's go.
And so, Union is now pushing up for the most part.
Alright, let's go, boys. We gotta sprint past and get to the point. Let's go. Sprint to the point.
And CSA shifting kind of to meet them. This looks like Harper's Ferry graveyard already.
What you doing here, boy?
CSA, one of those companies moved up. CSA about to cap the point. And here comes the Union. They're going to bonsai into this. They've got to break through this. If CSA holds this, then it's for sure over for Union.
Shut up. You now shut up.
Are you coping or what? I hear a lot of coping, gang.
So Union keeping their flags a little back and cover, having guys respawn and trickle up. CSA strongly hold that line. I mean, a fair amount of issues. You have some Union guys sitting back. Union just completely disorganized compared to CSA. I mean, the situation was hard enough for Union, but it does not help with the flags being down and just... I mean, this is just a rough match for Union.
Come here, you zesty piece of
CSA now trying to countercharge and get flags.
Get us away from the charge. I'm trying to get us out of
All you
here.
have to do is run the opposite direction. Why do you have to head him through a fence? Oh my god.
So, CSA is going to get one of those Union flags for now. One of the flags runs away down to the north, 2 run to the east, and CSA is going to hold this defensive line with not even their whole team.
Wait.
So, rough situation here. Server pop still around 250 inbounds. 3.
Just right now.
But, man, this is rough.
Oh my god, there's a lot of bodies. I get the bodies turned.
Oh yeah,
Holy
it
fuck.
really is.
Holy shit.
One time I was playing on one of them one of the bridge maps. Right? Couldn't even
We're
see.
playing on Rivertown.
Hey, whatever.
No, not there. No, the one with the bridge.
So, it's
On Antietam.
this is a little sad for the Union side. I mean, it's what I unfortunately, and probably what at least a fair amount of people, unless I'm just on at the wrong times, but yeah, this is just what kind of happens.
Look at all these houses.
What do you even do? So, I mean, at this point, right, Union is down 3/4 of a morale stage in tickets. They're down a morale stage from the flag. CSA is already a third of a way to capping this point. So, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, it all starts from the beginning of the round. It's rough. So, Union's forming up. They're down a flag. Their also flags are a little spread out here. And so this makes it definitely difficult for Union to do anything. I mean, that's the thing, right? CSA is acting a lot more organized than the Union is. They obviously got the advantage at the point so they could organize first, but they've just been consistently able to wipe the CSA. So you do have one CSA company who is on the backside here. Just kind of defending this point, making sure no Union shenanigans can happen that time. And then you've got some of the Union guys starting to push to that point. Those flags that leak down to the north side. Now, you do have 2 Union flags, 3 actually heading that way, so that's good for them. Meanwhile, CSA, I don't know if they realize Union's getting behind them.
They're northwest.
Alright, yeah, let's go.
And it looks like Viceroy saw him, and he is in text chat spamming northwest.
Right in front of him.
Let's go all the way.
So
Oh,
he
I
sees
see
him
him
at
on the
least.
track.
Now, right, if Union doesn't get this point, they're going down to last stand. If they lost it right now, they'd be in a very low breaking, but almost in the last stand at that point. So it's rough, but at least maybe Union will get a shot. It's almost like delaying the inevitable at this point. I mean, CSA sees them, but they're not. I mean, they're taking their shots. Maybe they're trying to organize. Union's got a fairly large group over here. The CSA that are over here don't have a flag. So the only chance CSA has at holding this point in the long term is praying that their friendlies get here in time. Which, briefly looking over here, right, Union is starting to organize and push out, so maybe it allows the rest of the Union to get over here, but Union's got to take this, or at least decap in a minute and a half, or it's over.
Rondo, are you fucking with me?
It's a company!
Where's Viceroy when you need him? Oh, my star's halfway across the universe. Oh, crap!
Viceroy's coming up behind him, Bill.
Wait, they shot SS? No!
Oh, Delta's coming!
So, and look at that. Union took way too long. I think they're...
I hate the rebels.
At this point, Union can't sit. They can't sit there.
I hate tariffs. I hate tariffs.
And CSA is now going to be able to roll up. You got Viceroy of Texas showing up at a pretty dang near perfect time. He's going to be able to get one of these Union flags. Meanwhile, the other Union guy, I think these guys are trying to wait for more respawns before going in. I don't think they realized that there were not a lot of CSA here. But as Union, you can't afford to wait that long. You had a minute and a half when you showed up to the point to decap it. And it takes you 30, 40 seconds to decap it. It's like they're trying to fight this longer fight when they don't have the time. And now CSA swarming in. I can appreciate the few Union guys here who are dive bombing the point. But I mean, the Union hit's breaking. They're about to lose a whole morale stage, and it's over for the CSA side.
Cavalry's here.
So they get it. Union hits last stand. If they die, they don't come back. So not that this really matters a whole lot. Next point is down where Union would have wanted it earlier, but you know, it is what it is.
It's a very poignant skill issue.
Come on, let's have
Very
some fun.
discord, guys. I'm sure you play
Everybody find a red name. Name and a red name.
Any game with dabs is a win in my view.
Oh, is he quick time?
And here comes the CSA.
Really do give a damn. Why we fought again, I only wish we won. I hates the Southern Constitution and the Confederacy all in one. I'll burn Atlanta, Georgia, down to the snakes and brim. They're gonna sweep away the ashes like old charcoal in the chute. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Let's get this shit fucking over with. Oh, to-do-dah day. Hey!
So, yeah, no, this was just rough from start to finish for the Union side. They couldn't get to that point first. CSA got organized on a knife defensive spot. Union was like, we can't take the first point, so we're going to sit back. But CSA was able to kind of pick them apart and wipe them independently, and Union couldn't do much from there. It's like, if you're not going to fully commit to the point to try to decap it, you've got to make sure you're not spreading too far apart and letting that CSA side wipe you. Because the issue, like, Union lost 2 of their flags, or a flag, CSA pushed up, and at that point, right, when Union's down a flag, has 3 compared to the CSA 4, CSA is going to be able to out-respawn the Union, and at that point, Union's just not going to be able to win those fights, and so CSA was able to just bully the Union, push them completely back, and not really much more can be said, because it's honestly, I almost wonder if this game mode really comes down to those first few engagements for who can keep their flags up.
And jump out like John Brown, we can get a lot of kills.
Well, you know, he was in the
Everybody,
firehouse is where he died.
in the fucking army, boys. In the fucking army, boys. Inside the army. Inside the army. Every man,
Yeah,
inside the
John
army.
Brown style. Yeah, John Brown style.
Anybody's got John Brown's body? There we go, boys.
John Brown's body lies a moldering in the grain.
So, Union doesn't even have a flag, and the remainder of the CSA, Joseph D., his guys are...
Take some fucking airs. Yeah, rebels, you're fucking right, boy.
What the fuck? Wait, everyone, don't fire. Wait. John
I need to take some fucking Yankee ears, boy.
Oh,
Take your fucking ears, boy.
oh, shit.
I love John Brown. John Brown's an American hero. John Brown is an American hero.
So, at this point, right, if CSA get the cap, 1.5 minutes on the clock. Otherwise, Union needs to basically kill all but 3 or 4 guys.
Surrender the armory!
So,
I can't take 14 at the same time. It hurts.
I bet you guys don't even need ass. You guys look like
I don't like the
so that's a clean sweep for CSA there.
I don't like
They're going to win 3 points. I don't know if they'll fully cap this point before the round finishes. I mean, the few Union guys left in here are getting shot out.
Their last stand in there?
But
Get in there, just get in there. Just go, just
go in there. Just go. Fuck these guys.
holy crap, why do these like barrels and boxes look so good? They're of high quality. That does it. Anyways, for those of you watching the live stream, I'm going to do one more round of War of Rights. But for the recording, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, hit the join button. Beneath this video, we're going to get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Yeah, overall, CSA just had this from the start. Union, they lost those flags by being spread apart. CSA played a really good round. Again, going to record one more round after this for the live stream and for recording. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your night.